Hello students, welcome to my class on critical reasoning. Today I will be discussing the second type of CR questions, conclusion. Since this is a theory class, the duration of the video would be slightly longer than my other videos. You may watch the video at 1.5 times the speed. Hello students, so in today's class I'll discuss the second type of CR questions, which is conclusion. In my first few classes I have discussed the theory of critical reasoning and I discussed the toughest part of critical reasoning, which is assumption questions. Today, I would be solving or discussing the simplest type of CR, which is conclusion. Typically, the question is asked in this format that which of the following conclusions can most properly be drawn from the information above. Quickly, I'm taking you through the recap of the theory of critical reasoning. Critical reasoning has two components, right? One was conclusion, the other was premise. Right, those who haven't gone through my earlier session, the link to my theory class of CR is given. Kindly go there and understand this. I have discussed this in detail there. Today in today's class, I'm just doing a recap of what I did in that class. Okay, so there are two components, your conclusion and the premise. Premise is the reason, right? So the conclusion is, I will write CLAT. What is the reason? Because I want to get into a top law school. So if there is a conclusion, we say there is an argument. I have discussed this in detail in my theory class. All right. Then in that class, I had asked you whether we have conclusions in the three examples or not. So in the first case, we did not have any conclusion. Why? Because we did not have any reason. So American cars are smaller in size as compared to European cars. American cars are more fuel efficient as compared to European cars. Now, you might think that American cars are fuel efficient because they are small in size, but that is not given here, right? So in this case, there was no conclusion because no reason is given for anything, right? If you look at number second, in town X, men are alcoholic and they beat their wives. Did we have any conclusion here? No, we did not have any conclusion here. Why? Again, in detail, discussed in that class. There is no premise indicator and no conclusion indicator. But if you look at number three, there is a conclusion because there is a reason. How do you identify whether there's a reason or not? Because of the word if. If hai, this is telling you that this is the reason. So if you like the class today, you will enroll with us. So this is the conclusion. So conclusion is something which is dependent, which you derive on the basis of something. All right. Then we discussed these three examples. I gave you three examples and I asked you whether there's a conclusion given or not in the paragraph format, right? So second one, we said, yes, there's an argument, which is after the therefore part. The popularizer should no longer be regarded as a true colleague. This is a conclusion. In third one, this was the conclusion. If companies started fitness program, absentee rate will go down. But in first, you did not have any conclusion. And therefore, the question would be, what could you infer from this? Right? All right. Look at this paragraph. Now I'm starting with this kind of question, what to expect. Quickly go through the paragraph. Ramesh has decided to pursue law as a career option. Okay. After giving it a serious thought, he decided to join a good coaching center. And after doing some research, he decided to join Mentors Capital. Other than good mentors that Mentors Capital have, they have an extremely good test series. The test series check the same skills that are tested by CLAT and has a sufficient number of mocks with detailed analysis. Now, if you realize, in this paragraph, there is no argument. There is no conclusion, right? Something is dependent or not. I haven't used that kind of a sentence. There is no cause and effect. So what will be the question? This will be the question that will come across. That which of the following conclusions can most properly be drawn from the information above? Now, what I ask my students to do in such question is, think of incorrect choices, right? Always think from the point of view of the person who's making the question. So, if you were making the question, so there will be 4 choices. There have to be 3 incorrect choices. So think of incorrect choices. All of you should pause the video here and actively think of the incorrect choice. Incorrect choice meaning something that cannot be concluded from the paragraph. All right. I'm assuming that you guys would have given it a thought and would have thought of few incorrect choices. Look at this one, A. Is this a correct choice? From the paragraph given above, can we conclude that Ramesh is a sincere student? No. Can we conclude the second one? Ramesh will clear the exam as he is starting early? No, we don't know. We can't say that. Number 3, Mentor's Capital Test Series is the best test series in the market. From the information, can we conclude that? No. So if you realize in conclusion questions, each choice will have a claim. The claim here was sincere. The claim here was clear. The claim here was best test series. Our purpose is to figure out whether that claim can be backed by the information given above in the paragraph or not. So sincere क्या कहीं भी कोई base है ऊपर? No, I can't say. Right? He decided to pursue. He did his research, but from this, can I say he's a sincere student? I don't know. I don't know. Right? So can't conclude. Look at B. Will clear the exam. Again, we can't say. How will he study? How will he prepare? Whether he'll actually write mocks or not, we don't know. So this claim is also gone. What is the claim in C? Is the best test series. Okay. We don't know anything about the others. Right? They have only given us information about the test series of Mentor's Capital. They haven't made the comparison as compared to competition. So this, the best claim, cannot be validated. And therefore I say that conclusion in the CR is the best type, because here you have to eliminate, right? Now look at the correct choice, as in relatively better choice. Look at D. Preparing with Mentor Capital Test Series will help students prepare for the skills required to clear CLAT. Now this I can still say. How? It says it checked the same skills that are tested by CLAT. So if you're preparing with this test series, you will prepare for the skills that are checked in CLAT test series. So you can say this. But sincere, I can't say. Clear the exam, I can't say. Best, I can't say. This, I can still say. Right? So in conclusion question, guys, more than this, more than putting a tick, practice how to eliminate the incorrect one. All right? So this is what you are supposed to do here. Okay. Now look at this one. Difference between assumption and conclusion. In my first series of lecture, I discussed the toughest part of CR, in which assumption, which is what I discussed. The technique that I discussed there was pre-think. You're supposed to pre-think the answer. Do not go to the option choices. So let's say if this was the question, if you score a 99%, you will get admission in SRCC. Therefore, Anita will get admission in SRCC. So this is the conclusion given. Is this weak or strong? This is weak. Why? Because you assumed something. Can you pre-think what was assumed? Yes, that Anita secured 99%. This was an assumption. So in assumption question, always pre-think. Now compare this with a conclusion question. So let's say two premises have been given to you. If you score a 99%, you will get admission in SRCC. Anita is not studying in SRCC. So two facts are given to us. And now the question is, which of the following conclusions can be properly drawn from the information above? So what you're supposed to do is, do not pre-think, guys. Come to the choices directly and focus on the claims. In number 1, the claim is Anita secured a 99%. Maybe, maybe not. If she would have got 99%, she may still choose not to study in SRCC, possible. But from these two facts, I don't know. Maybe Anita got 99%, but she's studying in St. Stephen's or some other college. She's pursuing law. So this is gone because I cannot validate this. Look at this. Anita does not like SRCC. Again, from these two facts, not like us, SRCC is the claim. I cannot say anything about this. Look at this. Anita may not have secured 99%. Possible. Why? Because of the word may. If the same choice, if it was written, Anita did not secure 99%, then this would have been an incorrect choice because we are not sure, right? But abhi se rakhte hain. I cannot eliminate it. Look at option D. Anita will take a drop and write her exams again. Again, we can't say what Anita will do. So of the 4, 3C is the best answer. And fundamentally, The least incorrect is the correct answer. In conclusion types, do not pre-think, come to the choices directly. Every choice will be making a claim. Look at the claim, right? The least incorrect one is the correct answer. The important thing is, do not pre-think. Directly come to the choices. In assumption questions, I have asked you to pre-think and only then go to the option choices. Okay. Now that we've understood the basic difference between assumption and conclusion, or let me just explain one more, show it to you, the difference between the two. So what happens in assumption question? Premise is given, therefore is also given, but that therefore is extremely weak. And the question will ask you, the author's argument depends on what assumption. I have told you to pre-think, figure out what is missing. An assumption is a missing premise that will convert a weak argument to a strong argument. ठीक है? For example, same example ले लो. अगर मैं आपको बोलूं कि all of my students are welcome to my housewarming party, provided they have a Ray-Ban sunglass. Therefore, Anita will be allowed to my housewarming party. I repeat, all of my students, provided they have a Ray-Ban sunglass, are allowed to my housewarming party. Therefore, Anita is allowed to my housewarming party. Therefore, so it's an argument. Is this a strong argument? It's a weak argument. Why? Because I made two assumptions. What are these two assumptions? Assumption number one, Anita is my student. Assumption number two, Anita is wearing a Ray-Ban sunglass. So in assumption question, you pre-think. In conclusion questions, on the other hand, you would be given a premise, therefore will not be given. So my task is to identify what can you conclude. Do not pre-think, come to the option choices. Every choice will be making a claim. The claim that can be validated by the facts given above would be the correct answer. As I said, the skill required here is to compare A and B. देखो कौन सा कम गलत है, तो ज्यादा गलत है उसको eliminate करो. All right. So yeah. So now we just practice two questions so that you understand and you apply the theory. In my next session, I'll make you solve around 8 questions of conclusion, and in there you apply the theory that we have studied here. Okay. Question number 1. You may pause the video for a while, attempt it, and then come to the explanation. Okay. All right. So in this question, there are two parties: experts and then your government. So government experts are saying, let's say, what to do. They're saying to do X, and government is doing ulta of X, not X. So they are suggesting that farmers should diversify their crops and rotate the plantings. Government is saying you must produce the same crop for the past several years. Now, who is doing what? Why are they doing it? Do not think about it. As I said, do not pre-think. The thing we know here is two parties. One is saying do something. Government is saying doing something else. And now we have to mark the correct answer. The correct answer here is, guys, A. The correct answer is A. But important thing is why the other choices are out. Look at option B, why it is out. It is out because of the word only solution. So the error here is the error of extreme. I call this an error of extreme. Whenever in the choice you have words like all, never, none, always, only, these are extreme forms, right? So I'm not saying by default these would be incorrect, but you need to check whether there is a base for this or not. Okay. So if I say that I teach logic, so from that can you conclude that I teach only logic? No, maybe I teach legal also, maybe I teach English also, right? So this choice is out because of the word only. Look at C. Why is C out? C is out because of the word profit, cost of chemicals, right? Not given. It is not given, right? Higher yield does not make higher profit. I might be selling more, I might be producing more, but if I don't sell it, then I will not make profit. So this choice number C is out because of the use of word, the claim profit. Okay. Why do you think D is out? New farming techniques. New farming techniques, nothing is given, so that is out. Why do you think E is out? Because of the use of word debt. That is why this is out. Compare, look at A. The rules for governmental support of farm prices work against efforts to reduce water pollution, because experts are saying something else, government is doing something else. Now, even A has some mistake, because it was working against the efforts of experts, not every effort. But this is least incorrect, therefore A is the correct answer. See, one trap in conclusion question, guys, what happens? Some questions, some paragraph, they'll highlight a problem. So for example, they say that your critical reasoning teacher does not know how to teach critical reasoning. Students have lost interest in the subject, and students have lost interest in their lives. Okay, दोबारा बोलता हूँ. Your critical reasoning teacher, that's me, does not know how to teach critical reasoning. Students have lost interest in the subject, and they have lost interest in their lives. The question would be, what conclusion can be inferred? Now, one of the choices would give a solution to this, which is the teacher should be fired or the teacher should come prepared for the class. Now, this is not a conclusion, guys. This is a course of action. Course of action is different from conclusion. So do not fall trap of that. Okay? Let's do, oh, I mentioned number 6. This is question number 2. Solve this. Again, more than the correct answer, one is correct, the other 4 are incorrect. So you should be aware of that why those 4 choices are incorrect. All right, try this question. Pause, solve, and then play. Okay, guys. So first of all, what is the subject of this paragraph? The subject of the paragraph is not polygraph test, but inconclusive polygraph test. Right? Polygraph test is a bigger thing, but one part of it is inconclusive polygraph test. So for example, if I say that let's say students class 11 science students of school X are arrogant. Let's say this is a fact. What is the fact? That science students of class 11 science students of school X are arrogant. If this is a fact, from this, can you conclude anything about the commerce students of class 11 of student X? No, right? Can you conclude anything about the class 12 students? No. Can you include anything about any other student of class of this school? No. So please always focus on what is the subject. So the information given here is about inconclusive polygraph test. So when you take polygraph test, some of them are inconclusive. So let's say I'm interviewing 20 people and I'm taking the polygraph test, out of which 10 people, the polygraph test did not respond, which means it was inconclusive. So after the test, for 10 people, I could not figure out whether they were lying or whether they were speaking the truth. ठीक है, ये हुआ है, मुझे पता ही नहीं चला. Now, out of these 10 people, sometimes, let's say sometimes I take 6. In 6 cases, employers do not hire them. Do not hire them. So this is what has happened. I took polygraph test. Some of them are inconclusive, which means I don't know whether the सामने वाला is speaking truth or is a liar. और उसमें से भी सबको नहीं. Sometimes employers do not hire them. Ab you have to mark the answer that which one is correct. Okay. Now, most examinees with inconclusive polygraph tests are in fact untruthful. इस error को मैं बोलता हूं. See, the errors are also repeat themselves. झूठ. ये तो उल्टा हो गया ना. The fact says that you cannot identify whether he was truthful or untruthful. So you can't conclude this. Look at B. Why is B out? Polygraph test. This is out because of the error of generalization. Generalization. You can only conclude about, first of all, you cannot conclude this. This is a course of action. But ये सारे टेस्ट के बारे में बोल रहे हैं. If at all, you can only conclude about inconclusive polygraph test. This is concluding about all of them. You're getting the point? This is in the previous example when I said class 11 students are arrogant. Can you say that class 11 commerce students are also arrogant? No. Can you say class 11 all of the students are arrogant? No. So this is that error. You gave me a problem of inconclusive polygraph test, but you are concluding about all of the polygraph test. So no. Look at this one. E. Again, generalization about all of the polygraph test. We don't know some inconclusive polygraph test. Okay. So this is gone. Both B and E have the same error. Look at this one. A polygraph test indicating that an examinee is untruthful, which means it's a conclusive polygraph test. It's not an inconclusive polygraph test. So I cannot conclude about this because no information about this is given to me, right? So this is the error. This is gone, this is gone, this is gone, this is gone. Look at this one, see. An inconclusive polygraph test result is sometimes unfairly held against the examinee, right? This is also not 100% correct, but this is least incorrect, right? So basically in this case, 6 people were not hired. So you are saying this is unfair, yaar. Inka aapko pata hi nahi hai ki sach bol rahe hain ki jhoot bol rahe hain. So how can you not hire them? So this would be unfair if all of them are actually truthful. What if all of them were liars? Ye bhi to ho sakta na? So then it was not unfair. So even this has some mistake, but this has least mistakes as compared to the other choices, right? When I solve conclusion questions with you in my next classes, I'll also discuss the common errors. So the errors that we've discussed today is jhoot, which is what is given in the fact, isse completely ulta bol dete hain. Dusra error is generalization, right? So for example, if I say Indian men are lazy, so from that can I say Delhi men are lazy? No, because then you are assuming that all Delhi men are Indians. You are generalizing. ठीक है? एक और error जो हमने करा है discuss, which is this one. ये. I call this BHN, which is बोला ही नहीं. So just 2 questions. We've come up with 3 errors. Jhoot. It is something which is said in the paragraph. The conclusion is completely opposite of that. So that is jhoot. Second is generalization. And third is bola hi nahi. They did not mention anything about profits. All right. So guys, I hope you like the class. If you like the class, subscribe our channel, like it. And if you want me to come up with or our team to come up with any other content so far as your law preparation is concerned, write it in the description below. We'll come up with the content. And this was a theory class. In my next 2 classes, I'll be practicing around 16 questions on conclusion. So see you in that class. Take care. We at Mentors Capital have curated the best test series for you. We can confidently claim that our test series is best in the market. So go and see it for yourself. Remember, coaching kahin se bhi. Test series from Mentors Capital.